Slightly more than a year into his second and final term in office, President Uhuru Kenyatta seems to be betraying a hint of impatience on the goings-on in his administration as he races against time to secure his legacy. On Thursday, the president once again publicly ridiculed his cabinet secretary CSs and those who had started early campaigns for the 2022 elections. State House insiders, who spoke in confidence, said the president is increasingly frustrated by the slow progress of projects with less than 4 years to the end of his term, but was determined to take on those he thought were responsible instead and was not ready to be portrayed as a lame duck. Apart from the slow pace of the Big Four agenda projects and his warnings on 2022 campaigns, the president is also said to be feeling that the war on corruption is losing steam with fingers pointed at the judiciary. Since late last year, the head of state is increasingly displaying anger in public, often telling off those he feels do not support his agenda well enough and threatening to sack them. His critics have however often pointed out his harsh words are rarely matched by action. Nonetheless, such anger was again on display on Thursday when he addressed a crowd in Kitengela town on his way to Arusha, Tanzania, for the East African Community Heads of State Summit. During his speech, he even uttered some words in his native Jika language to what was largely a cosmopolitan audience as he harshly cautioned the CSs to resign if they are not comfortable with his leadership. During today's cabinet meeting, I reminded our CSs that there are many young Kenyans who are willing and ready to work if they felt they are not up to the task, the president, who was accompanied by his deputy William Ruto, said. He warned those choosing to politic rather than focusing on development. A State House source explained that it was the president's robust stand that had prompted his deputy to issue a statement disassociating himself with the 2022 campaigns. Others like Cabinet Secretary Rashid Ekisa are said to have earlier been warned to go slow on politics and concentrate on their dockets. You are going to see more of this. The president will not sit back and watch people sabotage his second-term agenda, the source said. The president's attack on his cabinet on Thursday was not new. On a number of occasions last year, he was forced to publicly rebuke Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kanjuri over the scandal in the maize purchase program at the National Cereals and Produce Board where nearly Sh7 billion was lost through unscrupulous individuals. Dr. Ndi could not be drawn into discussing pros and cons of the president's Big Four agenda and its implementation, but said he was not surprised that the project has not picked up. The economy is not doing well. He had hoped that the so-called infrastructure-driven growth strategy would deliver some margins. But it hasn't because the policy capability of his government is very poor, he said. With just 3 years to the end of his presidency, the universal healthcare is still at piloting stage covering just 4 counties out of the 47.